Suzu run with those 9 tails spinning bright, juggling dreams beneath the star-filled night. Friends with Amiya, she's pure delight. Learning from Kelsey, she's a student of light. Boys' tears fall whenever she appears. Her smile, a sun that wipes away their tears. In the crowd they cheer, but their hearts feel funny, filling chat with crying emojis and cunny. Under the moon, she dances steps so neat. Her tail sway rhythm in the midnight heat. They're enchanted by this girl so sweet. Suzu run, her charm can't be beat. Boys' tears fall whenever she appears. Her smile, a sun that wipes away their tears. In the crowd they cheer, but their hearts feel funny, filling chat with crying emojis and cunny. Kelsey shows her the path that's right. Amiya laughs with pure delight. In her world everything is so bright. Suzu illuminated, she is all light. Boys' tears fall whenever she appears. Her smile, a sun that wipes away their tears. In the crowd they cheer, but their hearts feel funny, filling chat with crying emojis and cunny.
私の寝袋まだ地下5階にあるのかな。あの高かった石鹸も
Changyu rises with the dawn. Every step he takes is strong. Punches fly while skies turn gold. Untamed spirit, bold and cold. No time for love, no time for fame. Just the whisper of his name. In his heart the fire burns. For the next skill his soul yearns. Changyu's path is carved in stone. Through sweat and pain he's grown. No distractions, clear his mind. Higher realms he'll surely find. Under moonlight shadow dance. Eyes like fire in a trance. Breaking limits with each breath. Defying odds, escaping death. Whispers in the silent night. He trains within the fading light. Noble heart with spirit pure. Endless quests he must endure. Changyu's path is carved in stone. Through sweat and pain he's grown. No distractions, clear his mind. Higher realms he'll surely find.
White hair, but arms so strong, bringing justice to undo wrong. His sharpest blade, no, not age. Helagor will light up the stage. General of versus fights the blight. Founder of Azazel, burning evil on sight. Strength and wisdom in one mind. A sexy grandpa, one of a kind. Halagur, the Gigachat commands. Takes no orders, rules the lands. In his veins, the fire flows. From the ashes, his legend grows. Gray but fierce, he's tempered hard. In battle, none can break his guard. His clinics seek to quench the pain. For the wicked, his sword's the bane. World may change, but he will reign. Courage runs through every vein. His legacy will never fade. Endless strikes forever cascade. Halagur, the Gigachat commands. Takes no orders, rules the lands. In his veins, the fire flows. From the ashes, his legend grows.
高かった石鹸も
World may change, but he will reign. Courage runs through every vein. His legacy will never fade. Endless strikes forever cascade. Halagur, the Gigachat commands. Takes no orders, rules the lands. In his veins, the fire flows. From the ashes, his legend grows.
All right. We are live. I have been doing some stuff off stream. I obviously, keep up with the game and all that, but I don't really do a lot of streaming for reruns and stuff like that. And I'm a little too addicted to watching other stuff and catching up on anime and whatnot. So the streak of inconsistency continues. At any rate, though, I was working on something in the background, which was I cooked up, I think, the best song that I've written so far. And I put a little bit more attention into trying to get the best quality that I could, but also I decided that I was going to start writing all of the music that I do for my stream now in a way that would be a bit more like general purpose. So the inspiration, I have like all these character themes that I wrote and a lot of old ones that I'm like slowly replacing. So for instance, I think I had like a really old Changyua song, which was like whatever. Maybe in a few months, I'll even redo some of these ones. I'm going to be writing a Blaze one because we got some lore with Blaze. I definitely have to do something about the age lore but I think with the music, what I'm going to do is instead of just talking about the characters, I'm going to make them a little more general purpose. So it'll be about a character or a theme or a meme or something like that. But I kind of want to broaden it because a popular technique in music writing, like if you listen to Taylor Swift or Beyonce, Bruno Mars, it doesn't matter, a pop musician, the lyrics are typically written in a way to where, you know, the fans might know if it's about someone specific, or maybe it's like factory writers, nameless drones in the background. Who knows? It's not really, what's important is that it's written in a way where the audience is supposed to be able to like self-insert them into the song. And so I think what I'm going to do is, if I'm writing something that is supposed to have like a pop aesthetic, I'm going to use that technique more, because most of the music I was writing was just memes. If I do something like a little more serious, or something that I care a little bit more and have more attention to detail, like I did for this song, which isn't because I had anything special for the characters, because I wanted to do it. So it's the song that I wrote for Jessica the Liberated. And if you keep that in mind, it makes a lot of sense. The name of the song is Imposter Syndrome. And if you're not really paying attention to it, I had a college professor, and he said everyone needs a little bit of cliche sometimes. This was in reference to, is a music teacher, in reference to Stevie Wonder, arrangement we were playing of Stevie Wonder. And I kind of thought about that. And if you try and write something in like a pop style, and you have a good vocabulary and use like fancy words and stuff like that, it starts sounding really wrong. It's I don't know if it's just conditioning, or, you know, if you need your audience to be dumb, or I don't think that's the case. I just think there's something about you can use cliches to create something that's not cliche. And so I spent some time when I first cooked this up. I wasn't sure how much I liked it. Sometimes I have to let things stew a little bit and think about it for a while, because it's not always obvious to me. Like if you're writing a paper, writing something, sometimes you just have to take some time away between when you like edit and review things, because if it's too fresh in your mind, you're going to be thinking the exact same way. You're not going to catch stuff or whatnot. So I had to like listen to it a lot before I decided how I really felt about it, and send it to some people and ask for some lyric critique or whatnot. And unfortunately, I don't know anyone that's really a harsh critique, so I didn't get any value out of that. It would be nice if people were like, "Oh, this part here is so trash. I can't believe you would write something so cliche." But the goal was I don't know many songs that are about imposter syndrome, so I was hoping that if people actually did care and want to properly listen to it, that it would have more than just like Hallmark card aesthetic. But I think this one came out especially well. So I guess depending on how I go with this, I'll put little tidbits as I create stuff, because I'm definitely going to use a similar technique when I write the Blaze song. But here it is. We will debut it right now. First time anyone's ever heard it.
Is privilege or wealth when my dream's not for sale? Why do I keep pushing on so hard to pierce through the veil? It's never good enough, though practice I might. The end of the journey stays too far out of sight. How much rough must I sift before I find the gemstone? How many cuts must I take before my facets are shown? No amount of effort makes the doubts inside me wane. Yet I can't give it up yet, no matter how intense the pain. I fought so hard, I tried my best, I gave it my all. Do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, ramp it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free. I will crush the fates that aim to hold me bound. I won't let my doubts take me to the ground. I won't go silently into the night. There is has to be a diamond shining within me. The gods are cruel, but through it all, a liberator standing tall. These chains of doubt inside my mind can't be all there is to find. No amount of strife will see imposter syndrome defy me. I fought so hard, I tried my best. I gave it my all, why do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, wrap it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free. Liberate my mind, let my value shine bright. Liberate my soul, let me matter in this fight. In the darkest of times, a light of freedom will shine. I am the liberator, I will break free from the divide. I fought so hard, I tried my best. I gave it my all, why do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, wrap it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free.
So that is the Jessica the Liberated theme that I wrote. And I think it came out pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to make a video, like a gameplay music video. I might add some lore to those. I don't know. It all just depends on how motivated I feel and if I have some creative inspiration. But I thought about it. If I can think of some good fights that I think people kind of undervalue Jessica for, I might do like a gameplay music video to that. But until I think of something to do with that, it's just going to be like I'll randomly throw it in the beginning or end of streams or whatnot when I feel like it. Because I do have, do these have paradox simulations? I do have some plans to finish the Sarkaz lore video, and I'm glad now that I can pull some footage for that from the latest Arknights anime episode. So that is going to be a huge favor for me because I'm definitely going to need like some B-roll, and I don't just want to use like PNGs and text and stuff like that in the background. And it's also not really going to work if it's just gameplay. So if I can do like all three and kind of move stuff around in the video, I think it will be a lot more compelling. The latest version of Sarkaz Souls, though, does sound a lot better than what I have in the preview. I don't know if I've played it in a while. It's the exact same song. It's just way higher quality. I'll play it as am I literally going to like lose as I'm like looking for the frickin'. So where the hell is it? What is it on? How far down is it? There it is. I actually could even probably upgrade this even more. But this was the this is not what's in the sort of preview video. I'm going to insert this into that whole segment that's in the preview video. Improve a few things in it, but that whole segment is going to be in the lore video, like within it when I do it. I just have to actually record all the audio and B-roll and gameplay together and then replace the song with this one unless I make it even better. But it definitely, this version sounds way better than what's in the preview. Do I have to like pay attention for this? I'm a little concerned that the timing is going to be relevant here. Oh man.
Our lives are just a toss away.
What?
Games the rich men play. We fight the
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I'm probably gonna fail this now. I was looking at these guys and not range.
Our lives are just a toss away. According games the rich men play. We fight the battles others fear.
I wish I would at least get to redeploy them. Yeah, timing's... Oh, wait. Oh, man. I was a little worried timing wouldn't work there, but I might... Am I gonna... Oh, come on!
Smoke and fire, we march ahead.
Good.
Look, I got a little lucky there. Not gonna lie.
In silence we embrace the pain. No banner waves above the slain. Hearts of steel, yet spirits torn. Our loyalty, a crown of thorns. The night is ours, we claim our rights. In darkness we ignite the light. We are the Sark.
I'm almost sure that Lynn's gonna go here. I can't imagine any other position. Right? I'm not crazy. I wish she was the only skill that I had to worry about timing for. She can survive this, right?
So this is what
Yeah, dude.
happens
Chungus.
when you cross the
Chungus
line.
can survive anything.
It's time to make an example. They'll see what happens when they break the rules.
So I think... Oh, sweet. They stopped there. I have no idea what timing I'm going to need for any of these. I just have to, like,
Got it.
use my best guess.
Listen to let you go.
And actually, when units, like, stop in a certain area, that throws it off a lot because I can get an idea what their pathing's going to be, but not specific timing. And if there's a decent window... what makes, like, some of these difficult is literally that, like, you just have no idea what
Yes.
your skill activate, like your skill cycle timings. This thing's gonna escape probably. Oh, nope. We managed to pull it off.
Clean. Decent. No one will ever find their remains.
On the first try for both of those. Man. They're either getting lenient or my operators are overbuilt. All right. 'Cause it's a new event, so I can still judge the new event music, see how I feel about it.
This is my signature dish.
And I don't think there's anything in here I need to do. Let me check. I can do a little bit.
Looks like
can do
there's
that.
a lot of good hiding places here in this room.
That's not ready yet. We can do that.
Yep,
We can do
Is
that.
this room protected against
And
electric?
that. And then that. I'm glad that they let me lock these in place. This still isn't perfect. Like, it would be nice if there was just a button to fill in the empty slots with anyone that didn't have max trust. That would be a nice button to have. But they did fix this a lot. It was really annoying when they first moved to this system, and I couldn't, like, I couldn't lock any dorm skills in here, and I just, it was a pain in the ass. So I'm glad they kind of fixed my biggest gripes with the base upgrade, even if it took some months. Do I need... I think I'm just going to do gold. Oh, wait. Do I... no, I don't have that. There's just gold. Because I don't have the... I haven't built these yet, right? Yeah, no, I still need more of those. That's what I thought. All right. Those were the only two new paradox simulations, right? I guess there's polling. I did the one free poll and that's it. I haven't pulled anything else on this. I don't know if I care about guaranteeing you, but I probably could. I would have to get pretty unlucky to not get a U, to be honest. But let us see how things go. I haven't even looked at either of their skills either. I honestly have no idea what Blaze's or Yu's skills are. So I will be completely reviewing whatever I get from here from scratch if it's new. Is she new? I don't even know. I don't recognize her. I've like completely just divorced myself from looking up stuff that's in the future. Like I'll know who's coming, like roughly in banners and timelines and whatnot, but I won't like look into it at all. It doesn't matter anymore. Let's see. That, and also I don't want to contaminate my opinion with other content creators or even worse, CN.
This is intern hype.
She's not new, I don't think. Lucilla, yeah. Now we're getting into maybe 6-star territory. Nope. We're not especially lucky yet, that's for sure. We will, before I dip into Orundum, I do have these saved up. This is why you farm recruitments. Alright, let's see. But now we're starting to get into specifically unlucky territory. Oh, man. Yeah, we're officially unlucky. Now we're into pity. Probably nearly guaranteed to have a 6-star in here. Am I gonna wait for each one? Sure, we'll do it. The first time at least. Don't care.
For facilitating this partnership. But
Next one? I think it's the next one.
From now on,
Lavinia Falcone.
Of course. Now we're gonna have a bunch of unexciting bags, probably. It didn't take too long. Probably one. The third one. Oh, I'll wait for
my
it.
name is Plume.
Normally I just skip these. I don't have like a ton of patience.
Starting
But we
today,
will-
my squad and I are at your beck and call.
We will see.
Ta-da! I'm back.
Blaze. Okay.
Yep. Signing with my real
I don't even know what. I have no idea what type of operator you is. Like I know Blaze is some flavor of caster and fire elemental damage. I honestly I don't even know what class he is. He's a defender. He's a protector. What is he? Primal protector. Okay. What's his skill 3? Hit points, attack, defense. I have to look at talents. Mentions talent 2. Fire spanning entire arts damage dealt by other allies. Additional. Okay, I see. We will have 20% of being removed. Wait, what? Enemy projectiles. I wonder what counts as a projectile. That, like, one of the things about skills like this is whenever I read something like this, my first thought is I have to limit test this. Like, is Tallulah's flame, like, wave attack, is that a projectile? I guess I could test it with, I would think that anything that gets slowed down by Logos would count. But I would have to actually test that. I'm a little curious if just like everything that does damage to you that seems to resemble projectiles counts, or if there's things that ignore that. Trainer. Its skills or whatever. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, skills or whatever. Oh, he has Worldly Plight in there. What? But for training? Not consume per hour, and every gives 1%. Oh, that's whatever. Worldly Plight is hard. It's like one of those really convoluted skills that really centers around Mr. Nothing. And you have to invest a lot to get much out of this. And as a training skill, it'll never be good enough to be better than just using a normal trainer. There's just no way. But if you do invest a ton into Worldly Plight, you can make it one of the best skills in the game, just not for this. What's his skill 2 do? Immediately deal arts, surrounding enemies. How surrounding? I wish it would show like the attack size of skills in these screens as well. And teleports, another teleporting. Ground units can reach you at his position. Teleports as ground enemies and teleports as ground targets. Reach you to. God, the wording is so confusing. So if they're a ranged attack and they're attacking him when you have this skill running, basically it forces them to become blocked. That's what it sounds like. And he blocks 5, I guess, with the skill up. And he gets a whole bunch of stuff that buffs HP. That's kind of interesting to have stuff that buffs HP because it's terrible for stuff like Contingency Contract that has percentage-based HP reduction. Because if you cut his HP in half and then give him 100% more HP, you're not getting your original amount of HP. You still have less HP. But what it's good for is in anything that doesn't have those sort of like percentage-based debuffs. There's a number of enemies or attacks or things that just are like single instances of big damage. And that's what having like a large HP tank is good for. There's a number of things that are... I guess what is tankable and what isn't tankable has always been a bit of a moving target because that, like who can tank Phase 1 Patriot, for example, like that's a lot easier today than it was back in the day. But there's things that hit harder than Phase 1 Patriot these days. And so because that was kind of the litmus test originally for survivability, it was just, again, comes in different flavors because that's a bit different than, say, tanking Cliff, who just does a whole bunch of smaller attacks. So having high defense is more valuable in that instance. Or that latest boss, what was his face? The freaking weird looking red haired dude. I don't remember the boss's name. But that's where your normal mitigations are the most useful because it's a bunch of smaller attacks. But like Steam Knights, especially on H11.4, I think it was, the Inferno mode Steam Knight, his punch was pretty powerful. So Hoshi you could block it with, but you needed a decent amount of help. Having a big HP buffer makes that a little bit more not sustainable because these skills you're on a time limit, but a little bit easier to manage, a bit more flexible with what you can do with your squad. Is this actually that's not that's kind of interesting, only because theoretically this is a lot of burn damage. And defensive recovery is actually, if you're smart and know how to use it, like a lot of people complain about defensive and offensive recovery and it's dumb. The idea that it's inconsistent only if you're talking about time, it's actually extremely consistent because there's 0 RNG involved in how they're activated. But the idea with defensive recovery with defenders is that if you have aggro and there's enough targets that can attack you, then these skills charge really, really quickly. And that was the theory behind Blemishine's kit way back in the day. And even like Mudrock's S2 and stuff like that. So defensive SP, especially on defenders, is not necessarily a bad thing because in the right scenario, it can charge the skills very quickly. I'm really curious how much burn damage this ends up being because I haven't had a lot of time with burn. He's not... His most interesting thing is the HP buffing in his skills, since that's a really uncommon thing to be in skills for the most part, at least for a character that has some amount of traditional tankiness. But he's not... I mean, we'll have to see, but I wouldn't say he's like a must-have. But let's see. I will still try and be a completionist. To some degree. Probably gonna have to do at least 3 bags with nothing. Alright. No. 4. No. We're still not at pity, but we're getting close. Oh, don't have to hit pity again.
Ally, I salute you in true Snow Realm fashion.
はじめまして、ドクター。アリアと申し。
And hey, we are good.
I'm here to
Not
visit
too
my
bad.
brother and sisters.
I
Do I send a visitor's log here?
I wasn't super lucky, but I was reasonably lucky. I definitely can't complain about this. We got 3 6 stars within, I don't know, like 150 pulls maybe. And completed the banner. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not really feeling compelled to like get multiple pots on him. I will definitely build and test him. But I am more interested in Blaze because I don't really care about... When your account's as strong as mine, if you still care about the meta, like, you have issues. That's just a fact. It just, at a certain point, it doesn't matter. I should be able to just never pull on anything ever again. And if there's ever content that I can't beat with this account, then I would just, like, quit. I don't know why I came here. I was thinking I needed to, like, build an operator, but I'm, like, on autopilot. Let's see. We will get our... I had no idea I had this many pots for penance. What is their second talent? What did I just get? More efficient barrier? We will. His EN voice is Chinese. Hold on. What does he sound like?
Doctor, I don't know what Nian told you, but I must emphasize this. I don't cook without good reason. A chef must be particular in his preparation. Wait. That bag of snacks is your lunch. Yeah, stop eating that. I'll whip something up for you.
So normally what I do is if an operator is from Lungmen, I'll decide if I want them on English or Chinese. If they're from Yan, I set them to a Chinese voice. I don't know with him, man. The fact that the voice actor's name is like... I might just leave them on English. Maybe this would just be like slightly feel lore accurate. I don't know. I know nothing about this character. I don't know their backstory or anything. But I thought they were gonna be Yanese. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be along those lines. Blaze. Oh, I didn't even look at Blaze's kit. Do I have to like build a Blaze to even or go back to the banner? I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna... Oh, what?
Inside and out, so you
Really?
drag me into a watch session, you know?
I can't believe
Wait, these are...
that I need
No! Not the
cubes.
one where my tail caught fire!
Dirt
That's when I
cubes.
was totally green. I learned quick after that.
Not that these are like us. Oh shit! I wasn't looking at her. I kind of did. I just kind of fucked up a little bit, but whatever. It's fine. We can build back some of it with carbon blocks. Can I build one of these? I can. And I can build one like tier 2. Oh, wrong way. Does it even matter? Probably doesn't matter. All right. Blaze.
Phew. Gave me a fright.
Now, now that I think about it, I did not, I didn't pre-bake the dual chips.
Doctor, you know I've pored over these battle records, studying them inside and out, so you don't have to drag me into a watch.
Oh, I need.
Wait,
Am I gonna have to farm 1-7 for these?
the one where my
Jesus
channel
Christ!
caught fire.
I'll
So I was
come back to
totally
that.
green. I learned quick after that.
Damn, I am gonna have to farm 1-7. That's insane. I don't want to farm 1-7. I need what? Three times? What I could do. I could just do a new. Just need like 3 vanguards. And then trust lowest. Oh man.
Conceal yourselves so the enemy won't find you.
What a pain.
Che posto meraviglioso. Letale è la danza della dama elegante.
And there's the stage
Io
complete.
sottolinge il fiore sottostante.
Oh, I think I have to do this 3 times at least. That's unfortunate. I was
Get lost.
not thinking I would run out of like the low level materials, but I guess I was converting too many of them.
Benevolent shall save lives.
Don't warn him, just hit him. Don't give them a chance to react.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging. Bravery shall overcome evil. Discipline strengthens the will. Get lost. Mission accomplished. Those who refuse to surrender
Save.
don't deserve mercy.
That's 1. I need 5. So I need 4 more. Maybe I'll get lucky and do it in 2. But I'm probably gonna need
We pitched the tent.
one
Now we have a base
more.
camp
But
from
we'll
which
see.
to go anywhere we please.
Che posto meraviglioso. Perché tanta fretta? La strada per l'inferno è già abbastanza trafficata.
Benevolent shall save lives.
They'll pay for what they've done.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
I normally don't farm this stage a lot, but if I need the tier 2 dirt blocks, this is the best stage for that. I haven't had to farm for dirt in a while, to be honest.
My rule is to
Of
balance
like
your
any
lives
type.
hanging.
I've just sort of had enough from events and whatnot. Probably because I've reasonably caught up on my backlog. I mean, I will eventually build. Well, I can't say I'll eventually build everyone. They release operators so frequently, but I build as much as I can. I only really save up resources if I sort of anticipate that I'm going to be building new operators that I prioritize more than a few that maybe would be nice to build. Like I haven't built Carnelian or Magellan, even though I think Magellan is super
If you've got any
underrated.
questions, figure
But
it out
I also
yourself.
understand why she's not more popular, and I don't have any plans. I think having plans for an operator is kind of important because I'm practically maxed out Helliger because I like the song for him and I want to kind of redo the music video that I already did for him with a better version. And I might turn that into like a combination of lore, but I know that like Helliger is never going to be popular with the general population of this game because they care more about they care more about the story for operators that are meta in general, but even just writ large, like it doesn't matter. You could do the most creative clear ever if it's with an operator that people have sort of written off and are apathetic about. They're not going to show up for that. They're not going to watch it.
My rule
And to be impressive, you're probably going to have to use some esoteric technique that most people aren't going to understand. Because of skill-determined viewership, then, like, Blamichi would be, like, one of the biggest AK creators. Blamichi's clears are insane. Absolutely mind-blowing. How many of these do I have now? 3. Ugh. All right, we're just gonna do it live. We just get to do 2 more runs, and no matter what, we'll have the rocks that we need after this. Watch, like, as soon as I do this, it's gonna be like, for the next skill level, I have to have, like, even more. Well, I should have checked the event shop. If the event shop had these, I could have just skipped this and used a very suboptimal blaze. Because she's not going to be Elite 2 during this stream, because I don't have the,
Discipline strengthens the will.
I don't have the dual chips. I mean, I can start producing them, but I won't have them ready.
Discipline strengthens the will. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
But I probably won't finish the... Well, we'll see. I might actually have enough sanity to do the full
Discipline strengthens the
initial
will.
stages.
Get lost.
We'll see if I have the stamina to do it.
Honor your orders. Move out. Get lost.
Che posto perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprabito.
Bravery shall overcome evil.
Run while you can. Better to be a coward with a pulse than a martyr with a grave.
Get lost. Discipline strengthens the will.
Run while you can. Better to be a coward with a pulse than a martyr with a grave. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Tactics sharpen the mind.
I was curious if their voice lines would, like,
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
turn into something when combined, but not really.
Sharpen the mind. Mission accomplished.
Not bad. I've learned some more moves.
Alright, we have the dirt that we need now.
ドクター、昨日はよく眠れた？もしも夢見が悪い
Where
な
are
ら
you?
枕の中にナイトメアがいないか確かめてみて。
Hey.
迷宮ではそうしてたから。
Let me see. Something real quick. Caster. I have to convert caster chips. At least one batch.
Wow! This sure beats the Grand Knight Territory sewers.
Where
Guess to make it a
is...
couple 100 times better.
Where... There you are.
How do I get to the greenhouse?
Chips, chips, chips. Caster chips? I knew I had the raw materials.
The setting sun.
I just don't have them.
A sea of clouds.
How do I get to the greenhouse?
I don't want to open my eyes.
Сегодня на задание отправите кого-то другого? Ваше право.
Let me see. All right. And, well, what the hell? What did I just witness? How did that even... Huh? How did that happen instantly? I have no idea what just happened. I just somehow instantly got dual chips without having to spend drones. Interesting. I have no idea what I just witnessed. A miracle. It looks like we can get Blaze faster than I thought. What materials do I need? I wasn't expecting to have to do this. Where? I need just one of these. No, I need one of these. Huh. Well, that is crazy.
Yes, I accept.
But I'm not going to complain about it.
This whole setup. We've got an Doctor. You know I've pored over these battle records, studying them inside and out, so you don't have to drag me into a watch session, you know?
What skills does Blaze have? I have no idea what she even does. I know that she is a primal caster, that's right.
I learned quick after that.
So am I going... I guess I'm going to have to... I'll maybe have Viviana in my group, because I do remember hearing something about her, you know, working best in combination with you, since he's also fire elemental. But I don't know if I'm going to have him built. Well, we'll see. Highest max HP damage, and 30% of that are burn. Surrounding that operator. So this is a bit like Lava the Purgatory skill. She has a Lava the Purgatory but better skill, a lot like what's her face? A Reed. Reed the Flame Shadow also has a Lava the Purgatory but better skill set. Attack range changes. Changes? What does changes mean? I love when I have to test a skill just to see what the hell they're talking about. Attack interval increases. Okay. Big attack boost. Attacks 3 enemies at once. Pseudo AoE. When attacking, loses 5% HP. Okay, so it's a burning field. Burning field at the location of the target. I'm guessing this is like Reed's Eblana's event, with the burning reeds, an effect like that, where it's like, I'm guessing that's what this burning field is. Passing enemies have movement speed debuff. That's actually interesting. What's the cycles time on this? Is like 50%. Uptime. Take 35% of Blaze attack is hearts damage, 30% is burn damage every second. This could be interesting. I don't see what people were talking about saying that Blaze needed to be stacked up with other elemental people. Like Oliver, she has elemental damage like built into her kit a lot. Normally with operators that do elemental damage, the issue is when they only do elemental damage after the elemental effect is triggered. And then you really have to pair them up with somebody that can trigger those effects quickly. That's not what I'm getting from her at all. Like, she seems to be pretty self-contained with causing elemental damage. Attack range changes, another change, whatever the fuck that means. Reasonable attack buff. Attack interval greatly reduces. That's good for casters. It's really good for casters. And normal attacks, oh wait, what? This doesn't have a duration. So this is a burst skill. Normal attacks now deal AoE damage. If target is under the burst effect of burn, deals additional damage as elemental. Skill activation. Oh, it's an ammo skill. Interesting. I don't really know the lore for that, but okay. We will have to try out all these skills at some point. But ammo skills generally are hard to beat for general purpose, so this is probably what we're going to use the most during the event. See how that works. I'll see how much I can build you. I don't think I'll get lucky and get that sort of like instant chip construction, and we might be more resource constrained. I have no idea. But I do have a decent amount of mats farmed, so let's see how built we can get them before we run out
Maybe
of
we should
stuff.
watch something else while we're eating.
No issues so far. 1. Alright, one of those. Actually, we will do this thing first. Holy crap, I can't believe that it does not appear that I'm going to run into any shortages. Nice. I'm just going to have his chips cooking in the base. That's all. Which is fine. That's fine. I got... I'm still shocked I got... those last ones just created instantly. See, what just... Do these just not take time to make anymore? What is happening? My chips are just instant every time. They must have just removed the... Does it say in here how much time? Yeah, everything just takes 1 second to make now. When did they change that? I don't remember that change at all.
Trying to keep me here? There's no...
Does he have like a special effect or something? Oh, come on. Nothing? Really? Oh, there we go. They really went all in with the chopsticks on him, huh? And... Sure. We will just experiment with skill 3s for now, because I'll have to play around with these characters off stream probably a bit in just testing on stages like 4-2 is my favorite testing stage. I might do a bit of the testing on stream too, but probably not today. Right now, we're just going to go into the event, and I'll play around with these operators and see what I think while completing the basic stuff. What do I don't need to judge these guys. I'll look over their stuff on my own later, and not new. These are just potentials. But I'll look over the 5 stars later and see what I think. If there's anything like super interesting, I'll cover it on stream, or maybe make a video talking about it, because I often disagree with other community contributors, and the community writ large, the way they kind of evaluate operators, I think is a little weird. Music's pretty cool. Huh. That's nice always. Okay. We'll do story at another time. Training. I have no idea what the mechanics for this event even are. So I guess we're gonna find out. The water looks cool.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, why shouldst thou lay down thy arms?
You'll pay for that.
absorb when it gets close enough. So this is similar to the Invitation of Wine enemies. So these things are unblockable and unkillable.
With the setting of the sun, the brush draws up the peaks.
And then this thing summons deal true damage to all enemies. Okay, I see.
Don't go too far.
Is that automatic or do I activate it? Manual, so I activate
A
it.
light too difficult to explain. Let me paint it for you.
Sapid Auspice in action, huh? I mean, I can't do anything. Oh, we're waiting on... Oh, but the enemies can attack these. And then they turn evil?
With the setting
Can
of
these
the
things
sun,
leak? I'm
the
guessing
brush
these
draws up
can't
the
leak.
peaks.
They're just like a resource for this mechanic.
Copy the infinite
Oh.
with the tangible. Bring the intangible.
What's that? Is this the evil version? Oh, I see. So this is the evil version.
Oh, one step backward.
A night, my body burns at over 1,400 degrees.
They just give me a Melantha.
Your aura deadly cold. Sense
Kill them a little faster, maybe. Come.
Please give me instructions.
Hey, and what happens if I activate it? Okay. I wonder if those have a set path or if they like look for enemies. Yeah. So we need at least 2 vanguards. And we need to test the new units. Where are you, Blaze? There. And you. Guard. Sure. I haven't used Changyu in a while. We'll throw Changyu in there. Rosmontis, maybe. Alin. Could be very Asian themed. Healers. Just be like old school. Actually, do that for now. Supporter. Do a Crown Slayer. And I might. Is it worth? I feel like I haven't used Thorns enough. I might force myself to use Thorns a bit. What am I missing?
Quenched. Then lit again. The signal fires.
Another blocker of some type. Oh, a Viviana. I was gonna take a Viviana because burn damage. Alright.
Share weird candle and blades to win victories in your name.
I really should probably have a Praminix instead of a Thorns, but, you know, whatever. I'm not expecting much challenge until the later levels, and even then it'll, you know, I don't need to optimize that much, but we'll see. We'll see how motivated I'm feeling. I will adjust as I go if I feel like this squad is too weird for the scenario. We'll be a little safe. I probably don't have to be. For all I know, maybe this is just already victory.
Got the situation down crystal clear.
Are you ready?
This is no arena.
Perché tanta fretta? La strada per l'inferno è già abbastanza trafficata.
My blood is right up.
Oh shit!
My blood is boiling.
What's her range? That's kind of an interesting range. So it's just a large, not plus, but I guess diamond center, 2 tiles in front of her. She burns through that ammo quickly though, man.
Let's put them 6 feet under.
Perché tanta fretta? La strada per l'inferno è già abbastanza trafficata.
We'll take them out all at once.
Where's my... Oh, there's you.
Yes.
I was like, I should have a defender, don't I?
So long as you're here.
There we go.
Have some obsessed over rhymes. Poetry is woven with
I
the
don't actually need her, but...
No, run faster before my
Ha!
murder swallows you whole.
People were saying Blaze is bad? What the hell, man? Blaze seems like a freaking Giga Chad.
Doctor, you're right. Words that shape one's soul always come from within the storm.
I'm definitely gonna have to test out Blaze like in a lot more specialized scenarios to see how I think she fits best into teams, because that's normally how I think about things. I think it's weird to look at operators in terms of how they perform when nothing else is taken into consideration compared to when you really optimize for what their kit is for. Because I don't think it's that useful to have operators that are good for, like, they're okay for everything, but they're completely unspecialized, and so they're kind of often used suboptimally. I have no idea if this thing's ranged or not. Like, am I gonna get stabbed? I am gonna get stabbed.
Commence treatment.
Look at this little bitch. We'll stab you right back.
Yes.
So long as you're here. Have
And
some
his skill, can I see the range? No? I'm not cool enough for that.
Letale è la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
Air's burning my lungs. Temps just right.
Doctor, is it correct? Or not quite? Whatever. Let's have a go.
You little bastards.
Mój klinok se takože ostry.
Doctor, not bad. Reasonable data.
Letale è la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
Let's see where this thing goes. So I think it is a fixed route for the stages. I don't think it necessarily seeks out enemies, but I'm not actually sure. What does his skill do? Okay.
Try to behave yourself next time. Mission accomplished.
So his attack is that flame wall is between the squares. That is interesting, because I don't think I've ever seen that before. Normally in this game, all attacks, all effects, they take up a whole square. The only thing that doesn't take up a whole square are the enemies themselves, which is why like split boxing and some weird like push mechanics exist for the hyper advanced player.
あなたは私をこんな風に扱うの？私にもこんな結末を迎えてほしいのかしら。本当にそう思っているのなら受け入れるわ。
Let's see.
My equipment is ready. We can start anytime.
I'm just gonna base camp a little bit.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Che posto meraviglioso.
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
Perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprano.
Air's burning my lungs. Temp's just right.
Get lost.
You'll get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered.
Sono tutta odio e rancore son da scattare, salvo in un'esplosione di russo autunnale.
Get lost. Are you ready?
私についてきて。
You little sneaky bastards. Look at this. Look at this. What you doing?
Spectacular sight. Alas, it is now a battlefield. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. At your strike, and sunder the tide's heft. Retract, leave no. After all this time, you still tend to war.
That's my boiling blood turning the horizon red.
After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. At your strike, and sunder the tide's heft.
First aid here. Take it.
Thousand moves in
Being
one
a little
breath.
bitch.
Sono tutta odio e rancore son da scattare, salvo in un'esplosione di rosso autunnale.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, apparently unlocked a Chongyua mission. Let's see what we have here.
The sunset weaves a silken river. Heaven and earth bolster me upon departure.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
Elegante, di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
So, what is that? Collect up to 4 or full moves towards stove when defeated spawns equal. Oh, so it's just like the cars or vans from other events.
Got the situation down crystal clear.
今から起きることを見たくないなら離れてて。こっちを見ないでね。
Perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprabito.
Scorch the heavens. The furnace. How did the rest go? Who cares? Won't affect my flames.
あなたたちの
I think what I'm gonna do is that.
Alas, it is now a battlefield.
命令を届ければ叫ぶといいよ。少しは楽になるから。
Oh, Rosmontis, you're precious.
Yes?
So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
My planet will run faster before my fire swallows you whole!
Mission accomplished.
Indeed.
Clean, decent. No one will ever.
I think Rosmontis is way better than most people think. They just don't have a Rosmontis, or don't build her, or don't test her. And it doesn't help that Wizardel is like just retard strong.
The mung bean soup is already simmered. Whether you want your beans intact or fully dissolved depends on how quickly you return.
I know what I'm gonna do.
It's time to make an example.
Do that.
Let's see what happens when they break the rules.
That.
Posto meraviglioso.
That.
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
Sa della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
Got the situation down crystal clear.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Let's put them 6 feet under.
Tantine, perché tanta fretta? La strada per l'inferno è già abbastanza trafficata.
Got it. You didn't think. So this is what happens when you.
Indeed.
Are you ready? You'll get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered.
Commence treatment.
I don't think that'll matter at all, but never know.
Sono tutta letale e la danza della dama elegante.
Destroyed.
Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
あなたの誰かがやらないといけないことがある。私にしかできないことがある。
Quickly, pop the swallow right there.
Not necessary at all.
Tanti perché tanta fretta? La strada per l'inferno.
Oh, interesting.
È abbastanza trafficata.
So I deal burn damage if I go across this with normal attacks too.
よくできたね、ドクター。よしよし。ありがとう。
Okay. I feel like there's gonna be some jank to this, something funky.
彼らが武器で私を傷つけるとき。
Mainly because all these blocked off.
Run while you can. Better to be a coward with a pulse than a martyr with a grave.
Fa bel tempo oggi.
じゃあ、この宴会の歌に耳を傾けて。
Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
I don't know how I feel about that.
始まる。
Yeah, that's right.
Get lost.
Perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprabito.
That's not really ideal. But I don't quite have the damage to prevent these from getting over here reliably, at least when her skill's down. We'll live life a little dangerously.
I hear the waves drumming against the reef. They herald our victory. Ropes functional. Corazonix, good to go.
My blood is
Perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprabito.
Yes? So long as you're here, have some help, Subi.
Clear images. Check the data.
Tanti negoziati. E poi sono tutta orecchie.
Doctor.
Oof.
Clear images. Check the data.
Watch the shadow behind me. Commence treatment. My blood run faster before my body.
Letale è la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge i fiori sottostanti.
Most I thought about no reason to let you go. But that one? What a pain.
How much damage? She can kill these things pretty easily. Nice. This thing's gonna probably proc.
Patience, no sooner on low key. Patience.
Perché tanta fretta?
Oh, I have my own.
Mission accomplished.
Doctor, you're right. Words that shake one's soul always come from within the storm.
Okay.
Il mio udito è superiore. Quando mi fermo, fermatevi anche voi. Fa bel tempo oggi. Sono tutta letale e la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge.
安心してきっと大丈夫だから
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
始まる
We'll be proper. What the fuck is that?
Air's burning my lungs. Temp's just right.
Odio e rancore son da scattare, salvo in un'esplosione di rosso autunnale.
A warrior must be ready to
Right up and take my fireball power!
I was just curious what these things do. Are they like evil?
Perlomeno prova a scalfirmi il soprabito.
Don't kill me, bruh.
示せないように気をつける
Yeah, those things are a little evil.
Watch the shadow.
Rosmontis is cooked.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Is that going to be the end of me? I don't know.
You want to attack?
Underestimate. I should have just killed these things. I was considering it. I was like, I don't know what they're going to do.
I hear the waves from ropes clutching. Corazón
Letale è la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it still worked out.
What we just encountered is but a minor hiccup of a lengthy voyage. Cheer up, Doctor. Far greater trials await us ahead.
Golden Rice Crust is quite the name.
彼らが武器で私を傷つけるとき、何を感じるのかしら。
This stage looks familiar.
Che posto meraviglioso.
じゃあ、この宴会の歌に耳を傾けて。
Si tinge il fiore sottostante.
今から起きることを見たくないなら離れて。
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Sono tutti odio e rancore son da scattare, salvo in un'esplosione di rosso autunnale.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
You'll get what you deserve. I mean, what you...
私についてきて。永遠の故郷に帰りましょう。
Мой клинок все такой же острый.
Call for help immediately if you're injured.
Quickly! The spare ribs have been stewing for so long they're
It's a
falling
little
apart.
annoying.
Quickly! The spare ribs have been stewing for so long they're falling apart.
命令の届ければ叫ぶといいの。少しは楽になるから。
Patience won't boil into a hot pot. Heat is just perfect.
Got it. Give me a basin to let you go. Ready for blood transfusion.
Get lost. 命令を出して完璧にやってみせるから。命令を
That kind of hurts.
叫ぶといいよ。少しは
He's
楽
being
に
an
なるから。
asshole.
Daring to add ingredients like that? You've definitely got the potential to be a top chef.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Вперед! Держитесь подальше от дыма и не разделяйтесь.
Line up, line up! We have plenty of good eats for everyone.
We'll take them out.
Yeah.
Letale è la danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge.
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
Got the situation down crystal clear.
I have no idea what this thing's abilities are, and that is These things are definitely going to be a part of it, though.
A warrior must be ready to face it.
Run faster before my fire swallows you whole!
Tanti negoziati, letale e la danza
Damn it.
dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge
I
il
was
sottostante.
rather hoping that we would do better than that. There.
私についてきて永遠の故郷に帰りましょう。
I'm 6 feet under.
Look at this spectacle.
Letale e la danza della dama
Damn, I was
elegante.
hoping I would be able to kill that.
Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
This is Noah.
My weapon didn't think. So this is what happens.
What's my boiling blood?
Let time rest upon the sun at night.
Stun immune, right? Stun immune.
At your strike, and sunder the tides left. Retract.
That's not good.
Leave no peace bereft.
That's really not good.
Get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered.
One shoots 1,000 moves and
Ready for blood transfusion.
I wait. Let time rest upon the sun at night.
Patience not to swallow, huh?
Right up and taste my fireball power!
You want to talk? Too late for that.
Don't tase me, bruh. I
can
have no
hope.
idea
Is
what's
it
going
correct?
on.
Or not quite.
But I do know that I need healing, and I don't have healing.
and sunder the tides left. Retract and leave no peace bereft.
Not bad. Reasonable data. Try processing it.
Oh,
Doctor, por favor, ayúdame.
じゃあ
there we go.
この宴会の歌に耳を傾けて
I am like failing with my activations there. No! Shit!
Che posto meraviglioso.
I have no idea what's going on. It helps if you know what the boss's abilities are.
Дымовая завеса
I might do
установлена.
this tomorrow.
У нас еще будет
If
шанс.
I could one-shot it, I would just do it. If I have to like think, then it'll be a tomorrow thing. But I am curious. Oh no, it has too much bullshit in it. I don't really want to read this right now. I will come back to this tomorrow. I'll do it on stream. I don't think it'll be that hard. It didn't feel super hard. It's just going into a stage completely blind. You have no idea what's going to spawn, where it's going to spawn, what your team composition should be. And obviously I did like... All of this was 100% blind. So... I don't think it will require molding, but it will require me to at least like look at the mechanics. I mean, maybe not if I just brought units that I didn't have to think about at all. But I did want to... I don't know.
昨日はよく眠れた?
I'll have to experiment a bit with the new units to see if I think they're actually good for this event or not. The devs have been pretty good about making events that are actually good for the units they're releasing in recent times. That definitely wasn't always the case. But that doesn't mean it always will be. So I do kind of have to figure out the mechanics of the new units a bit. And then the mechanics of the stage, which I didn't really have to do until the boss at all. But the main issue with the boss was I have no idea what their attacks are at all, what their abilities are. There seemed to be some kind of barrier. It was accumulating elemental damage. But yeah, like everything else about the stage, it's just guess and hope. I probably need more healing though. Like the bottom left corner was doing fine. There wasn't that much pressure there. I think you really want to like stop those little spawning units. Like you could probably just like if I was really concerned about min-maxing, if I had to take a guess what a strat would be, would be like a unit like Mountain that like Changyua has to charge up, and that's kind of the problem with him. But like Mountain, you just throw and forget, and he's cheap and whatever, and blocks too. So probably like a Mountain blocking this lane would be more ideal than what I was doing. I don't think you need anything here, but I'm not really sure. The boss obviously walks in the square a few times, and in most scenarios, it's advantageous to kill the boss quickly if you can without much ado. I have no idea. I didn't even look at the stats for, let me briefly look, B and B. So not crazy tanky enough, but not crazy tanky in either stat, unless they have something down here that like gives them a shit ton of damage reduction or whatever. But units like obviously Wizardel, but also like Ray right here is probably like, or here is probably really strong, or even here, because you have this big long stretch and you can just peg them for like gigantic hits. Viviana was actually good too, because she does a shitload of damage on her second hit skill activation, but it helps if you have like a debuffer, and I didn't put like a Praminix here or whatever. It wasn't like a focus. And also that could work, I mean theoretically it could work here if you wanted to like tank the boss. I also have, how hard does this boss hit? I mean, they were like one-shotting my ranged units, but that's not that impressive. And I also don't know how strong the trash mobs are. What the hell do these things do? A lot of attack. So these things hit pretty hard. This might have been what fucked me up. It might not have even been the boss. This is silenceable. Okay. And also, these things probably become a lot less effective when you block off the supply. Here. So, you know who else would work here? Well, no, because those things are unblockable. I was going to say Penance. Actually, Mountain. No, Mountain might not work because those guys are unblockable. So you just want someone that is dealing good damage and maybe has some range. So who would work there? Because maybe Mountain wouldn't be the best pick. Honestly, maybe traditional Blaze. But she doesn't have like huge damage. Neural skill 1. I'm curious. Let me look through the roster. Actually, maybe like a Bagpipe skill 2. Maybe a Bagpipe skill 2. Maybe an Ina's skill 2. I probably could have put her there. She wouldn't have been able to kill everything, but enough. Hoder or Executor is not a bad idea. Her skill 1, I think, would take too long to charge. Thorns, you'd have to charge his skill. Thorns might be a good spot to put where I had Vulpes, or maybe even one tile to the left. Viviana was... my placement for her was fine. Block doesn't matter for those guys. Chen, maybe. I don't know how much... if those guys don't have any armor, even like Arketo might be good there. Because Rosmonta was dealing okay damage to them, but she was still kind of struggling to kill them fast enough. Oh, actually, Marcial might be really good at that for skill 2. That's a possibility. I didn't bring like any global range. Probably good on that boss stage based on what I saw. And yeah, I definitely need like another proper healer, not just a Scotty holding up the fort. Although a Scotty and a, if I brought Shu's probably passive healing in combination with Scotty might have been enough. In the top right. Dorothy. Dorothy might be perfect on that stage. Ooh, maybe I have to use Dorothy. Maybe I have to do like Dorothy Ascalon. Because Dorothy has the mines. The mines have AoE and slow and semi-global range. And her DPS in general is pretty solid. And Ascalon also being able to slow them. Because if you can't block them, but you can slow them, that might be all you need. And that stacks, because this is slow, this is movement speed. That could probably completely take care of the left side. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll change out Crown Slayer for Dorothy. Put an Ascalon somewhere in my squad. What is this? Is the new this is the welfare. An Abjur. Are they decent? So a straight up heal. Which is weird where Abjurs don't have. Like, what bothers me about Abjurs is that they have that they do damage at all. Like, to me, that doesn't really make sense given what they're really designed to do. Because see, that like a skill like this, you're only healing while the skill's up, and it has like a terrible ratio here. And when they're doing damage, it's just absolute shit damage. And so, the Sanctuary effect's not like so strong that you're willing to have a mediocre burst healer with absolute shit damage when their skill's down. Like, this has to be like mega powerful for that to be worth it. The skill 1 is like kind of interesting because when this is leveled up, this is probably low enough to where the healing is like not bad. But that's like the biggest issue with Abjurs. That's why the only Abjur right now that I think is like really worth building is Quercus, because this is permanent. So once this fully charges, you just have a healer with Sanctuary. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. And so her healing amount is not bad. The charge skill up for this is also like not terrible. You just aren't ever going to use her as a DPS anyways. And then this skill is on a decent cycle and acts as a SP battery. So you can reliably pump someone with like a good amount of SP, depending on what your strat is. So decent people to like pair up with her is like, for instance, if you needed a healer, if you have Lynn somewhere where she can't just tank all the damage herself and you need a healer, but you don't want to, you know, waste a whole healer just keeping Lynn alive because she's deployed somewhere remote, you might choose to pair with someone like Quercus with this skill because Lynn can tank most attacks. But when you want to charge her up, again, you're charging up Lynn's skill 3 just crazy fast because the attacks she takes are going to charge her skill, and then the healing's going to charge her skill, and you might not need constant healing on her all the time. And so that might be an instance where you use this. Or another example would be Eunectus with Module, or and who is really SP sensitive? Thorns, if you just want to charge his S3 really quickly, but that's kind of dumb. I feel like there's got to be a better example. What operators are SP sensitive? He's good to SP battery, but his best pairing isn't Quercus, it's Warfarin. Like Chong Yua and Warfarin go together really, really well because his multiplicative damage is very buff efficient with Warfarin's S2, but also for charging this skill, whether it's in its auto mode or not, the enemies getting killed in range getting +2 SP to him from Warfarin's talent, in addition to his own talent stacking, means that you're either charging this skill really quickly and or you're recharging it really quickly when it's in its auto mode. And in either case, you're just massively boosting his damage and then even more massively boosting his damage with Warfarin's skill 2 when it's active. So in his case, like pairing, even though he's SP sensitive, pairing him with Quercus is way worse than pairing him with an operator like Warfarin. Degenbacher, rapid recharge of S3 maybe, but she doesn't really tank that much. Oh, Hoder. Hoder would be a good choice because he has a big hit point pool, and this skill has a pretty long recharge. So what you could do if you have him on skill 3, use his skill 3 when you need it, then recharge when he's low on health with Quercus, relatively rapid S2 cycle time, using his hit points as a buffer where you need it. And then that recharges this skill quicker because as long as he's smacking stuff, he's gaining back health when Quercus's skill is down. So that would be a decent combo for Quercus. Let's see. Those might be some of the best options that I have up here. I already mentioned Lynn. I mean, Marcel, if you're like desperately trying to top off a skill that you didn't quite get enough mana for. But I experimented with SP battering her in general. Like for completely recharging a skill, it's not worth it. The SP battery to recharge her mana. The only thing you might even remotely think about doing that for is skill 1, because the healing on this is massive, but the healing on this isn't AoE, and I wish it was. I had to specifically test that, because if this was AoE healing, this would be like the most powerful healing ability in the game. Her heals are absolute Chad massive on skill 1, but it's only for literally just one target. So that makes this skill potentially very useful in the narrow set of situations where you just need a shit ton of healing on only one target, period. And I definitely can think of times where that's useful, but it's not. I mean, most boss fights have AoEs involved. Like AoEs are like the primary big damage type that everything deals. But where you see things like that change is in like Contingency Contract or in anything that has like keep Surtur alive strats and stuff like that as well, if that's relevant. And this is actually a really good skill for keep Surtur alive strats, so long as you only need to keep Surtur alive long enough for this skill to not run out of mana. And so you are on a ticking timer with this, but this is the cheapest way, hands down, and I tested it. The cheapest way to do it, keep Surtur alive, is to use her now, combined with a few other healing options, because she can't do it solo with just this, but it does cut back at least on one healer while this skill is up for a viable keep Surtur alive. Who else is Quercus good for? That might be it mainly, because you really need somebody that like takes hits. So ranged operators for the most part are out unless you want the ranged operator to take hits, and then it's usually limited just to ranged enemies. Lapland actually works well with Quercus because of the S2. But again, she does have to take damage for the healing in order to get the SP. So it depends on how many hits they're taking. I guess Blemishine, because Blemishine has all the defensive recovery skills, but people just don't use her that much. And Blemishine does kind of rely on debuffers to do reasonable damage. So now you're talking having a Praminix in there too, probably, for either armor reduction or res reduction, depending on if you're using skill 2 or skill 3. But, you know, in theory, if you were using Blemishine a lot, you might combine her with a Quercus and or Praminix, even though Blemishine also does healing. And eventually I'll get some of these other ops maxed out too. I am really tempted to max out my Eunectes just because, but I have not as of yet. But I'm contemplating doing this skill and upgrading the module to level 3 because I think that a lot of people really misunderstand Eunectes. Like when I first got her, I tested her a good amount, and you don't even need the module to like SP battery to a state where she's usable. I think people just write her off because, like I said, people don't think about how to optimize an operator. Which, sure, you're now building a squad around operators' weaknesses to a certain extent in order to compensate for that. But I think that's more fun than just throwing operators because they're strong in a complete vacuum together. And oftentimes I think players end up making the game harder on themselves even when they do that, because there's instances where you might have operators that by themselves they're not especially strong. Like the whole thing I brought up with Changyua. There's not a lot of people that use Changyua or even Warfarin, even though Warfarin's generally regarded as being very good, especially for advanced players. But like the combination between the two makes Changyua so much better that I think a lot of people might just think, Changyua's mid, you know, I'm not gonna even attempt, because if you're just using him by himself and with other healers or whatnot, like he's not really gonna shine. But he gets so much more benefit out of Warfarin than most other operators in the game that it's like his power with Warfarin combined is stronger in some scenarios than like the most meta ops you're gonna find, because now his skill's going to be popping off way more often and it's going to be hitting way harder. And because he has such strong synergy with Warfarin, it's like you're not just having the power of Changyua and the power of Warfarin, you're getting like an additional multiple on top of that you might not be getting if you're just using like operators in a vacuum, like, you know, plunking down a Wizardel wherever the hell you feel like it and combining it with an Ea Altar wherever the hell you feel like it. And then you have your Shu wherever the hell you feel like it, and your Mudrock wherever the hell you feel like it. And so yeah, like I understand why those ops are popular, and I'm not saying don't use them, but there's just a lot of power that I find is left on the table when people become reliant on those strats and just don't actually think about when would I actually swap one of those out for a Changyua or a Warfarin? Like, where would they be actually more useful than what I'm currently using? And so I think it's always the most valuable to think, how do you actually maximize an operator, what they're for, and when would that actually beat out other operators that are more general purpose? Because the whole reason why those operators are popular is because you can use them almost all the time and they'll generally be good enough. But that doesn't mean they're actually the best. So I've always had a bit of a peeve with when people call operators meta, because there's operators that I would say are undeniably meta, like I would almost say Gladia, but honestly Cliffheart I think gets more used for pulling than Gladia on the hyper meta area. But Weedy, there's tons of people that aren't excited about Weedy if they get her. She is undeniably meta because there's no pusher in the game that even comes close to being as good as Weedy, which is why when people actually need a pusher in those rare scenarios, she's always the one that shows up 100% of the time and like max risk and stuff like that. But it's like that role is so specialized and specific and so underutilized by the dev team for things you need to solve for, or because there's some stat bloated sort of what I call artificial difficulty attached to it. But yeah, she's literally undeniably meta, but in a niche category. Like nobody else can even remotely do what she does. So I always, and to me, in other games, PvP games, that would be obvious, because in a PvP game where everyone's gaming the system and thinking about the maximal way to exploit, at least if you're competitive in it, And I'm not talking about PvP gacha. I mean, like, I used to play World of Warships. It doesn't really matter the game. It could be Marvel Rivals. It could be Fortnite. It could be whatever. There's going to be like a meta, and that meta is really only going to be relevant to players that are like legitimately competitive, because below like a certain skill level, a lot of the meta stuff is kind of like irrelevant. But they're going to be the ones that are finding like using stuff that isn't necessarily beginner friendly or things that are going to work for casual players, because all of that little nuance and detail matters so much more. And they're also going to be the ones looking for opportunity where other people are overlooking. And so yeah, that's kind of one of the issues I've always had when people talk about quote unquote the meta, because oftentimes what they really mean, the meta that they're defining, is not the most effective tactic for a specific stage or event, but just if you build, these are the operators that if you didn't continually get resources and you build now, you could spend the least amount of resources to have an account that can clear the most amount of stuff. That tends to be, and also add into that the flavor of ease of use. Because if an operator is too hard to use, too complicated, you have to, and I mean, this is a pretty low bar. Like Swire is pretty strong, but not very popular because you have to think a little bit how to use her, but it's not like that challenging. But why would you ever use Swire when you have Texas or Yato? And I don't mean that in terms of power. I literally just mean that in terms of like understanding. Like operators that players have to know literally nothing about to use are always also going to be more popular, even if there's another operator who could compete with them. Actually, Dorothy's a really good example. Dorothy is crazy strong. But the fact that you're forced, in order to make Dorothy work, you're forced to click buttons and drag stuff to the playfield. She's not like 100% AFK or fire and forget like Surtur levels or Typhon or Witsadel levels of place unit anywhere, click button, and then that's it. Or Thorns. The real reason why those operators are so powerful, or not so powerful, so popular, is because the amount of understanding you have to use them is like literally zero. And that's why like it bugged me when people were trashing Crownslayer, because I'm like, you guys are insane. Crownslayer is like legitimately useful in a different way than like a lot of other ops. Crownslayer is effectively like the 6-star version of Gravel, but in most, like, people don't think Gravel is bad. So when Crownslayer came out and people were just like illogically bashing her, I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, if we compare stuns, Red's stun is 2 seconds. I think it's 3 seconds or something if I M3 this. 3 seconds, right? And sure, there's some nuance to it with like this being AoE versus Crownslayer's like not being AoE, but that is usually not what this skill was used for. And then we have Texas, regular Texas, right? This was a commonly hella drop skill just to be able to have this 3-second stun on a up to like 2-second with bagpipe timer. That's 3 seconds every 40 seconds or redeployment, right? And sure, there's Texas Alter, where you could argue this is up to 16 seconds if you get both procs for stuns with gaps in between. She's also can be one-shotted or killed by normal damage while this is cooking. So yes, this is the more, like I said, the general purpose skill. It's not specialized. Anyone can use it. You don't really need much understanding of the game. As far as rating this skill on its ability to like properly crowd control and be a stun, this is still way weaker than Crownslayer's S3. And so it bugged the shit out of me when it was obvious that the damage didn't matter, the talents mostly didn't matter, none of this really mattered. What mattered is that you had in this 16-second window these stun 66% uptime stun proc. Even just a single stun for 4 seconds is already better than Red, better than what's her face, better than Texas. I mean, this is like this is the same duration as the grenades on Ash, but on a more versatile kit for applying it. Although Ash's is tied to more damage. And so Crown Slayer doesn't actually need the module that's coming out to be usable or good. And I tested her. I personally, on stream, in events, and in RA, and in IS5, and whatnot, like I just played Crown Slayer a good amount. And I found myself playing IS5 and literally being like, yeah, I should take a Crown Slayer because she's useful, not because I was forcing myself to take a Crown Slayer just for testing. Because I just legitimately found her useful often enough to be worth wanting to take for stuff. And I had a suspect that that would be the case. I was just confirming it during that playthrough. And this was without the module that makes this even more reliable and consistent. And sure, Supa goes on his whole rant about, you know, all the situations where it's not 100% efficiency, but you rarely need 100% efficiency out of stall. And so, like, I just always found those to be bad faith complaints based on, like, these kind of hypotheticals that are weird. Because the whole point is that if you have a lot of operators, like, I don't have to use Crown Slayer if Red would do the job better. But the fact that I have both, like, if I really need to maximize this stun, I'm going to take Crown Slayer over Red. Now, where Crown Slayer is legitimately dog shit is in skill 1 and 2. These skills are absolutely pointless. Skill 1's like almost okay, but the reason why I do not like skill 1 is because in this case, Red skill 1 is just better. Even though Crown Slayer's skill 1 is exactly the same, but on paper better, the reason why Red skill is better than Crown Slayer's is because of her talent down here. That deals at least 40% damage with every attack. Because where damage is going to be relevant for an executor is against targets where they're barely going to be able to scratch because of armor or whatever other protections. Unfortunately, and I did test this does not ignore damage reduction, which really upsets me. It pisses me off. I fucking hate damage reduction. It's bullshit. But I did have to specifically test that. This does not work against damage reduction. But let me bring up an example of where that is stupidly relevant. In chapter 14, these shield guys right here, Red just completely slices these dudes. I will throw a Red in here and demonstrate. Skill 1.
Successful.
I don't remember this stage at all, so hopefully I know this stage. So like Red can easily just kill this dude with her skill 1, and Crown Slayer can't do this. And so that's why, like, even when her skill is out, her talent's still gonna cook hard enough to kill that. And so that's why Red skill 1 is better than Crown Slayer skill 1 nearly universally. Like, I could concoct a narrow margin of scenarios where Crown Slayers would outperform Reds, but in those scenarios, why are you using either? Like, you'd be better off with like a Texas S2 or maybe even a Phantom S2. Like, there's just other options that are going to do that better, even just, you know, outside of those two. So Crown Slayer's S1 legitimately garbage. Not because the skill is actually garbage, just because Red S1 is literally better because of her talent, even though Crown Slayer does more, like, raw damage. It's just the actual, what you care about dealing damage to, Red just way outperforms on. And S2, this is just, like, just use one single W S2 mine. Like, it's just the damage is a joke. What they really needed to do to make what would have made this skill more interesting is if the AoE was a lot bigger and the mitigation was a lot stronger. And if they made the damage scale with how many attacks, basically, if with all of the attacks that happen within this AoE for each failed attack, it multiplied this. Then this would be an interesting skill. So for instance, if there's like a bunch of enemies that have fast attacks and you're baiting those attacks, or maybe they would like kill off members of your squad without some mitigation, and you could throw her down with this skill to cover that area with like the smoke screen, and then it would make this attack more and more powerful for every attack that was evaded in that area. And then you get like the nuke effect at the end. That would make this skill actually interesting. But really it just comes down to the numbers. The damage is pointless compared to a W mine. The dodge is not really that strong to use for mitigation specifically, because if you, for what you would get out of this, what you're going to use for mitigation is going to be, I mean, even just like a Quirkus or a Silence if you want to go that route. But more frequently or not, it's going to be a Nightingale or a Shining or something along those lines. You're generally just going to have more healing and more hit points. Oh, who's that? There's that new, I was going to build them, that new healer. I haven't built them yet, who increases hit points. Who was it? Rose Salt. Rose Salt's a really interesting option for that too. So those are like the type, that's realistically what you would use over Crown Slayer's S2 for the same idea, because the damage is just silly. But because stun comes at such a premium in this game, this skill is like legitimately, it was always good. People were just retards. They were dumb. They don't think with their brain. Anyways, I will call it a night here. I'll be back on tomorrow after work. We will finish up the event. I will do some testing on this stage here to really kind of see how you and Blaze work and get some ideas on damage. Oh, I should put someone in the skill training. We'll do that real quick too, because I don't want to waste a night for getting a mastery done. And we will cook Blaze first, because I am more interested in Blaze than you. Yep, that's the one we want.
Use my own office chair.
How good are the mastery gains? Actually, briefly want to look at how good the mastery gains are on all the skills. Kind of mediocre here. I'm guessing the skill 3 might have a decent boost on that. 18, 17, 16. So this probably costs 15 at M3. And I also have to decide if I'm going to like M9 Blaze or not. That's probably wasteful. But yeah, I have to test her skills more. I'm definitely going to M3 or skill 3 for sure, though. I just have to figure out what other skills I'm going to do. And
It doesn't resemble Victoria here, but it reminds me of when I studied at the Royal Guard Academy.
let me at least maximize this. Oh, I probably need to do this too.
Then could you please tell me where the library is?
And I'll worry about the other operators, trust farming them when these other guys are done. I'm going to let them cook because I don't think I have the resources to build 5 stars, extra 5 stars right now, but we'll see. We will see, because I probably want to build rose salts. But let me get this batch of 6 stars. I'll max them out first. And did any of them have modules? I didn't even check that. No module for her, and I don't think Hugh has one either. No. So I have to think about, I do have some module data blocks. I can build a few things with that as well, and I'm not sure where those are going to go yet. But that will be something for me to think about later. I will call it here, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
使いましょう感は確かに慎重に扱わなきゃいけない術だけど、入院中の子供たちにとってはめったに見られない光景だと思うから、せめて小さな遊び相手を作ってあげたかったの。
Though practice I might, the end of the journey stays too far out of sight. How much rough must I sift before I find the gemstone? How many cuts must I take before my facets are shown? No amount of effort makes the doubts inside me wane. Yet I can't give it up yet, no matter how intense the pain. I fought so hard, I tried my best, I gave it my all. Do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, ramp it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free. Crush the fates that aim to hold me bound. I won't let my doubts take me to the ground. I won't go silently into their night. There is no surrender without a fight. I fought so hard, I tried my best, I gave it my all. Do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, ramp it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free. Look inside, there has to be a diamond shining within me. The gods are cruel, but through it all a liberator standing tall. These chains of doubt inside my mind can't be all there is to find. No amount of strife will see imposter syndrome defy me. I fought so hard, I tried my best, I gave it my all. Why do I feel like less? I keep pushing for more, so show me the light. I will never quit, I can't give up on this fight. Dig deeper, ramp it up, be all that I can be. Only through struggle and strife can I ever be free. Liberate my mind, let my value shine bright. Liberate my soul, let me matter in this fight. In the darkest of times, a light of freedom will shine. I am the liberator, I He's wrought in a story untold. Streaming star, you official on the screen. Stunning personality, life's a dream. Pixelated smile shine so bright. Clumsy e-girl streaming through the night. You official is all he needs for a mercenary's heart that never bleeds. Stunlocked love in an online craze. Hodur's lost in a virtual daze. She streams in his dreams with nothing to hide. Bound by the screens, a parasocial ride. From the battlefield to the scroll and chat, makes each donation just to feel where she's at. Every mention makes his heart ablaze. Simping mercenary in his love-struck face. A warrior's code, looking for a sign in the digital world where he's free to pine. Dollars and bits for a fleeting glance. Mercenary soul yearning for their romance. Lost in pixels, heart on sleeve. Simp for a streamer's hoping to believe.